What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Well, wanted to check out some of the latest deals over at Acme Tools, but before I get into some of the deals, let's talk about some of the new stuff from Flex and Ego. Now, I'm kind of curious to hear more on Flex. They've been kind of quiet, more in the social media reviewer side. I really don't see a lot of their tools kind of showcased a lot when it comes to reviews. I'm not sure exactly why that is. There's a lot of brands of tools out there. It's hard to cover all of them, of course. So I'm always covering a lot of other brands. And Flex, they kind of slide on the radar at times. But they've got some new stuff coming out. They've got a lot of the stacked lithium batteries that a lot of other brands are trying to get to. We see DeWalt, slowly getting out there with those. Haven't heard anything from Makita or Milwaukee on what they're going to do with those exactly. But they have some new tools out, some stuff that we've heard rumors on. For example, and this is why I like checking out Acme Tools a lot, is because they have a lot of the pre-order stuff on here with pictures and pricing, when places like, say, Lowe's won't have it until they actually have them in stock. So it kind of allows you to find some of these tools even sooner before then they're out, which is pretty cool. Now, let me know in the comments, guys. I'm curious what you think about this one. Do we really need a turbo mode on a random orbital sander? That's kind of what I'm curious about exactly there. It's one of my favorite tools that I use a lot. I use the DeWalt random orbital sanders. I've got a Makita as well. They work fantastic, but I've never said, hey, I definitely need a ton more power out of this thing. Let's use a turbo mode. So I'm curious if you guys, what do you guys think about that? A turbo mode, yes or no? That's kind of just an odd tool to throw a turbo mode on there, so I'm not really sure what I think about that so far. Pricing is a little bit up there, honestly. I know the Makita ones are like 70-ish bucks on eBay. The DeWalt ones, I mean, even the kit pricing around the DeWalt ones at Lowe's is like 120 bucks for a kit. So that's definitely going to be significantly priced above a lot of the competition. So this could just be the initial MSRP right now. It might come down in price very soon after it's released. We might see there exactly what's going on with that, but initial price point there is definitely quite high. So curious to see where that goes exactly. This is one tool I've been kind of excited to hear more about, although the pricing on this is not what I would want exactly. It's in line with a lot of other brands, but I was hoping to see this maybe around 150 or so. So this is going to be the Flex half-inch mid-torque. This has been teased for quite a while now. Finally, this thing has come out now. Because Flex doesn't really make, I don't think they make a really, subcompact version of this. They pretty much just got their high torque, which I know a lot of people love, and there's actually some good deals on the high torque you can find relatively easily. So we're talking here 600 foot-pounds of fastening, 750 of nut-busting torque, so that's pretty solid. Of course, you can grab this before the end of the year, which should be relatively easy. You get that lifetime warranty as well, so that's gonna be a pretty good all-around impact wrench there. I don't think there's a turbo mode on here, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is, because they're kind of doing a lot of that turbo mode stuff now. So that's going to be something we're going to see a lot more from Flex. This has been a little bit more well known about the trim router, but what's cool about this now is that we're seeing some of the stacked lithium batteries now going to be in the kits. So honestly, that's pretty expensive for a trim router kit. I mean, comparable ones, I know a lot of guys, when I look at carpenters, a lot of guys are using the Makita, Metabo ones, even some of the DeWalt ones, and they're definitely way cheaper than this. And when it comes to more powerful routers, I know the plunge routers are what's really popular, and a lot of guys that use those, they're in like the 36 volt, 40 volt stuff from some of the other brands out there. So I'm not sure where this one would slot exactly when it comes to power and being able to really utilize, say, a stacked lithium battery. That's going to be my question on this tool. Is that stacked lithium actually going to be well worth the increased price point? Are you going to see the power in that tool with that stacked lithium? Especially at $350, that's pretty expensive just for one battery, one tool, and a charger. So kind of curious to see where that one goes exactly there. So actually check this out. The mid-torque impact wrench kit is only 70 bucks more than the tool only. So that's kind of cool there. So you get a charger. It looks like probably a 5 amp hour battery. Yeah, 5 amp hour battery there. So that's probably what I would go with actually there, instead of just the $200, pay the 70 bucks more, get the kit. So it sounds like actually a pretty good deal there. All right, let's move on to a little bit of ego here. Now, if you've seen the channel before, you know that I'm a big Makita guy. I love Makita stuff. I've got all the Makita outdoor power tools for the most part, But if I had to choose another brand other than Makita for outdoor power tools, it would definitely be Ego. Now, Ego is very well known for having some of the best outdoor power tools. In reviews, they pretty much are top on everything for the most part. And I see a lot of commercial guys that have gone electric now, the guys that go, house to house, running maybe 15, 20 yards a day. A lot of these guys are going Ego when they want to go electric. Because a lot of these batteries are huge. They're 10 amp hour at, I think it's 56 volts. So that's going to be a considerable amount of watt hours you're going to get of power. So these batteries, of course, high capacity. A lot of the mowers they have are going to last as long as a 6 amp hour battery at their 54 volts is going to last you 3 to 4 times as long as all of your 18 volt batteries there. And price points are definitely coming down on these tools. Most of the Eagle mowers used to be quite expensive. Now we're seeing them at $500, $600. They've got a pretty good selection here now of mowers. Whereas we're seeing some pricing like Makita XGT is definitely going to be going up in price on some of that stuff. But that $400 to $500 price point is pretty popular when it comes to gas and electric. So that's where a lot of companies are trying to break into that price point there. But if I had to, choose another brand, if I could say, hey, there's no more Makita, and I went to another brand outdoor power tools, it would definitely be Ego. Now, the only weakness I've heard about Ego so far is going to be the batteries not lasting as long as they should. It's the only complaint I've heard and seen from reviews is the batteries will be dying out after maybe a year to 3 years in that range, kind of sooner than a lot of other power tool brands. So that's something I've heard so far. I've owned some Ego power tools just temporarily, and they've been great, but not long enough to really see any battery issues so far. So let's move on here. We got some Milwaukee Buy More Save Mores. Probably one of the best Buy More Save Mores I've seen recently. We're not really seeing a ton of deals right now. We're still kind of in that quiet time before summer hits. So right now it's going to be, if you purchase up to $550, you're going to save $175, which is pretty solid. That'll bring you down to just under $400 there for $550 of tools. That does include a lot of the new M12 fuel stuff, which is pretty cool. And we're going to have some of the M18 fuel mixed in there as well. Some of the stuff is going to be mostly bare tool stuff. So, it's not the best deal, especially when you can buy stuff in kits, get a battery, get a charger for a little bit more. But it's still a pretty solid deal here for a lot of stuff. You just need like a handful of bare tools, like say maybe a nibbler, maybe an oscillating tool, maybe an impact wrench. You can pick all that up and save a little bit of cash right now. So definitely worth checking out if you need some more Milwaukee tools, and you can save a little bit of cash there. One thing I wanted to talk about too, this is something I'm kind of doing some research on myself right now for this summer, is upgrading my mower. I've got the LXT 36 volt from Makita. Paid $400 for it, came with 4 batteries. It's been fantastic so far. My only complaint is the replacement blades are very hard to get for it. I've actually done a few modifications buying universal blades from Home Depot. I can drill out the center hole and now make them work. Now, they are a bit heavier than the stock blades, so you don't have as much ramp up time, but it acts as more of like a flywheel. So you hit some harder, thicker grass, it stays at a higher RPM. So pros and cons there. But I definitely like to upgrade to a 21-inch deck from the smaller deck my LXT has. Now, this is kind of the one I've been looking at for $699. This is going to be basically a 4 amp hour kit, and what I think is kind of cool here is this is only $700, which, yeah, it's expensive for a mower, but the batteries and charger are definitely not cheap here. I mean, this is going to be at least $400 plus of batteries and a charger here, so you're getting the mower for basically $300 if you think about it that way. Not a terrible deal there. Now, I was comparing this mower. This is going to be the commercial deck. Basically looks like the 36 volt mower that I've got now. It comes with 2 4 amp hour batteries, a regular charger, not a dual charger. Or, I believe the only difference going to this one is going to be that you get the 2 larger 8 amp hour batteries and a dual charger. So basically, what is that? $250 more will get you 2 8 amp hour batteries and the dual charger. Now, the dual charger is definitely not a cheap item. I think it's like $150 by itself. 8 amp hour batteries, I think, are like $350 by themselves. So this could be a better deal if you don't mind, going up to a little bit more price point there, picking up the larger batteries. Yeah, XGT is expensive, but so far from my use of XGT, I definitely like it so far. I don't think I'm going to go with this kit. I'll probably do with the $700 kit. My yard's big, yeah, but I think the two 4-amp hours should do just fine on my yard. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'd love a XGC dual charger, but I want to spend pretty much $1,000 for it. Is definitely going to be the pricing on it. So that's kind of just my thoughts on the new mowers right now. I am kind of waiting till we see some maybe possible deals on that. I'm sure we'll see some deals as we get closer to summer. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy anytime soon. I'm going to wait till we get some deals, but it's out there right now. This one I've seen actually a number of times on Instagram is going to be the new Milwaukee Shockwave impact sockets. These are going to be the lug nut sets. Of course, we're taking off wheels and stuff. But a little pricey though is kind of my opinion on this right now. 129 bucks. There's a promotion on it right now, so I'll leave a link to a lot of these deals in the description below, guys. If you want to check all these out. But yeah, it's a little pricey right now for that. Kind of just my opinion there. I know there's a lot of other good brands out there that are also pricey when it comes to this stuff, but that's kind of, Milwaukee there for you. Always keeping the pricing definitely up there. But this is just a 11-piece socket set for 129 bucks, so it's more than $10 a socket there. So definitely pricey, but it does look really cool though. It comes with a really cool Milwaukee case. You gotta admit that it's a pretty cool set there. Alright guys, so that's pretty much all I've got for you today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care, guys. Stay safe out there, and have a great weekend.